Welcome to the Biblical Perspectives for Leadership podcast, where timeless biblical truths meet modern leadership. We are thrilled to have you join us on this journey of exploring how biblical principles can guide us in leading with wisdom, integrity, and purpose. Whether you're leading in the church, your workplace, or your community, this podcast is designed to inspire, challenge, and equip you for the road ahead. Let's dive into today's conversation and discover how Scripture shapes the way we lead.
Welcome back to Biblical Perspectives for Leadership.
Great to be back.
Today, we're undertaking a bit of a deep dive into a really well-known story, the parable of the bags of gold. You'll find it in Matthew chapter 25, verses 14 through 30.
Yeah, and it's more than just, an old story.
Absolutely. It's packed with, surprisingly relevant insights for how we lead and honestly just how we live our lives day to day.
Exactly. And for our exploration today, we've got two main sources.
Right.
We have the scripture itself. We're using the New International Version, and also a retelling of the same story that kind of crystallizes the main lesson.
And our goal, our mission really, is to unpack the core leadership principles sitting there in the material.
And see how they actually apply to you listening in, whatever your role is, or, even just in your personal life.
Okay, so let's jump right in. The first part is the setup, right? The initial distribution. Matthew chapter 25, verse 15 says, the master gave 5 bags of gold to one, to another 2 bags, and to another 1 bag, each according to his ability.
And the story we're looking at mirrors this. It talks about a wealthy man giving talents, 5 to one, 2 to another, 1 to the third.
And again, based on their abilities.
Yeah, that phrase is key, isn't it?
It really is. So what immediately grabs me here is this, unequal distribution. Different amounts for different people.
Right.
In leadership terms, is this about fairness? Or is it maybe something more strategic?
Well, that's a fantastic question to start with because, on the surface, it doesn't look perfectly fair in the way we often think of it.
Yeah, like everyone gets the same.
Exactly. But if you look at it from a leadership angle, focusing on, say, effectiveness, it really seems to highlight understanding individual strengths and tailoring responsibilities to match those strengths. The master, it seems, knew his servants. He knew their capacities.
And he gave them amounts they could likely handle successfully.
That seems to be the idea. I mean, think about a team today. You probably wouldn't assign your most complex data analysis project to the intern who just started, right?
No, definitely not. You'd set them up to fail.
Precisely. So it's about setting people up for success by leveraging what they can already do, their existing abilities.
Okay, so it's less about equal slices of pie at the start and more about maximizing the overall potential outcome, getting the best results for the whole enterprise.
I think that's a great way to put it. It makes sense when you're building a team. You absolutely want to play to people's strengths.
Yeah.
And, this isn't just for formal bosses in an office.
Right.
In our personal lives too, maybe you're working on a community project or even just managing your own time, recognizing your own strengths and maybe where you need help. That's vital for actually getting things done.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the setup. Now let's look at what they actually did.
Yes, the action phase.
Matthew chapter 25, verses 16 and 17. It tells us the servants with the 5 of the 2 bags, they went at once.
Immediately. The story uses that word too. Immediately went to work. No procrastination there.
No hesitation. And they both doubled what they were given. What leadership qualities are just shining through here?
Oh, several. But initiative is huge, right?
Absolutely.
And diligence. They didn't need someone breathing down their necks. They saw the task, they saw the opportunity, and they just, they got on with it. They took action to invest and grow what they had.
That proactive approach, that dedication seems fundamental for effective leadership.
Absolutely. Or, frankly, for anyone who wants to achieve anything meaningful, they showed ownership, a drive for results.
And then look at the master's response. It's pretty much identical for both of them in Matthew chapter 25, verses 21 and 23.
And very close in the story, too.
Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness.
And the story version.
Yeah.
Well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful with little, so I'll make you ruler over much. Well done. Come and share in my joy.
It just really emphasizes how much he values that kind of proactive, responsible behavior.
Exactly. It's not just about the profit, though that was good.
Right.
It's about how they handled what was entrusted to them. That faithfulness, that initiative, the master sees that as proof of potential.
Like, if you can handle this well, you can handle more.
Precisely. It's a principle of growth, really. Show faithfulness in small things, get entrusted with bigger things. That's a powerful motivator, isn't it?
It really is. Whether it's a promotion or just taking on more complex projects personally, show you can be trusted, doors open. Okay, but then we have the third servant, the one with just one bag of gold. Or one talent.
Ah, yes, the contrast.
Matthew chapter 25, verse 18 says he went off, dug a hole in the ground, and hid his master's money.
The story says the same, dug a hole and buried it. Total inaction.
And his reasoning, well, it comes out later in Matthew chapter 25, verses 24 and 25. And in the story, it's all about fear.
Yeah, he says, I knew that you are a hard man harvesting where you have not sown, so I was afraid.
And the story has him saying, Master, I knew you were a hard man. I was afraid, so I hid your money. Here it is, safe and sound.
That fear just completely stopped him in his tracks.
It did. It's such a powerful illustration, isn't it? How fear can just paralyze us.
Totally. His perception of the master, whether it was spot on or maybe exaggerated, we don't fully know it dictated everything.
He shows perceived safety, hiding it over any risk of trying to grow it.
Which, from a leadership perspective, really hammers home how important it is to build a climate of trust, psychological safety.
Right. If people are terrified of failing or getting punished,
they won't take risks, they won't innovate, they might not even use the abilities they do have to the fullest, they'll play it safe.
It makes you think about your own life too, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
How often does fear of failure stop us? Stop you from trying something new? A skill, a job change, even just, I don't know, speaking up with an idea in a meeting.
All the time. Fear is just such a potent obstacle to personal growth, professional growth, everything.
So recognizing it.
Yeah, recognizing when fears got a grip on you and then, actively trying to challenge those fears, maybe the negative assumptions behind them, that's a huge step.
A step towards actually unlocking potential and taking action.
Exactly. Taking action on the opportunities you do have.
Okay, which brings us to the master's reaction to this third servant. Matthew chapter 25, verses 26 through 30. And the story reflects it too. It's pretty strong.
It is severe, you wicked, lazy servant. That's quite the opening.
Right. So you knew that I harvest where I have not sown. Well, then you should have put my money on deposit with the bankers so that I would have received it back with interest.
The story puts it simply. You lazy servant, you could have at least put it in the bank to earn interest, even the bare minimum.
And the consequence is stark. The one bag is taken away
and given to the one who now has 10.
Following that principle stated in Matthew chapter 25, verse 29, and similarly in the story.
Whoever has will be given more. Whoever does not have, even what they have, will be taken from them.
Or, as the story says, to the one who has, more will be given. But to the one who does nothing, even what he has will be taken away.
And then the final judgment being thrown outside. It's harsh.
Yeah, it really is. So what are the key leadership takeaways here? Accountability, expectation of growth.
I think stewardship is fundamental. That's what the master's response screams to me.
Okay.
Even if the servant's negative view of the master was true, there was still a low-risk option available. The bank.
Just earning basic interest.
Right. It would have shown some effort, some return, but the complete inaction, the failure to do anything with what he was given, that was the critical failing.
So it speaks volumes about accountability.
Absolutely. Leaders, people in general, we're expected to take responsibility for what we've been given and to strive for some kind of growth, some positive return, however small.
And that principle, use it or lose it, essentially. Those who use resources gain more. Those who don't lose what they have.
It's a powerful driver for continuous effort, isn't it? Don't just sit on what you have. Engage with it.
The story's lesson puts it really well, I think. It says, God gives each of us gifts and opportunities. He doesn't expect equal results, but he does expect faithfulness. Don't bury your talent. Yeah. Use it for his glory. How does that square with the master's reaction? It feels like it emphasizes that faithfulness, that responsible action, more than just hitting a home run every time.
I think it aligns perfectly. The master wasn't necessarily demanding that the third servant turn 1 talent into 5.
Right.
But he absolutely expected some effort, some attempt to be a good steward. That idea of faithfulness in the story's lesson captures it. The master was disappointed by the total lack of it.
Okay.
It just reinforces that we're accountable for using the resources, the talents, the chances that come our way, no matter how big or small they seem.
And choosing to do nothing, whether it's out of fear or maybe laziness.
He's basically failing that responsibility.
Wow. So this whole deep dive into Matthew chapter 25, verses 14 through 30, and the story,
Yeah.
it really does lay out some principles that feel timeless for leadership, but also just for living.
Absolutely. We've seen how crucial it is to, first, recognize what we've been given, resources, opportunities, abilities.
And then actively use them. Act with diligence, with initiative.
Instead of letting fear hold us back, paralyze us.
The master praising the first 2 servants, it just highlights the huge value he places on that faithfulness, that proactive mindset.
Well, the consequences for the third guy, they're a stark reminder, aren't they, about the dangers of just doing nothing, of having that negative outlook.
So as you're listening, maybe take a moment to consider, what are the bags of gold, the talents that have been entrusted to you?
Could be in your job, your career.
Or maybe in your relationships, your community, even just your own personal growth.
And the key question is, are you actively investing them, looking for ways to grow them?
Or are you maybe out of fear or uncertainty, kind of keeping them buried, hidden away?
Yeah. This story really challenges all of us, I think, to look hard at our own stewardship.
And to embrace the opportunities we have right now to make a difference, big or small.
It's not necessarily about the size of what you're given, it's about the faithfulness, the effort you put into using it.
So the final thought to leave you with is, what will you choose to do with what you have?
Thank you for joining us on the Biblical Perspectives for Leadership podcast. I hope today's insights have encouraged and equipped you to lead with faith, wisdom, and purpose. Remember, the greatest leader of all time taught us that true leadership is about serving others. If you enjoyed this episode and podcast, be sure to subscribe, share it with others, and leave a review. It helps us reach more people with these transformative truths. Until next time, keep leading with grace and walking in purpose.